Hi, are you ready to get festive? My name is Sarah and welcome to my channel. It's all about sewing and styling a handmade wardrobe. I made a video last year which was all about dressing for a holiday party when you have a casual lifestyle. And so this year I decided to make another holiday video, but I'm going to expand it a little bit to include some more formal things. Really anything from an office holiday party up to a winter wedding. I wanted to give you guys some ideas for things that you could sew for the holidays that fit current trends. I have a number of trends that I would like to talk to you about, and then I have 3 pattern suggestions for each trend. So let's just get started. The first fashion trend that I would like to talk about is actually not even a clothing trend, it's about jewelry. So chunky jewelry is back in. Think statement necklaces or big cuffs or large statement earrings like chunky hoops. I think that this trend is especially appropriate for the holidays because it's so big and sparkly, it really stands out. So when I think about if I had a really chunky statement piece that I wanted to wear for jewelry, I would probably keep my outfit very minimal so that the jewelry could shine. So my idea for what you could make for something to show off your jewelry is a very simple textured sweater. I had a really hard time narrowing down the pattern options for sweaters. So I've actually been thinking about doing a whole video just on sweaters and sweater dresses. Let me know in the comments below if that's something you would like to see. But for this trend, I've chosen the first pattern, which is actually what I am wearing. It is the Sew Over It Roxy jumper. This pattern comes in sizes 6 to 30 and has a few different views. The main features of it is that it is fairly cropped and there's a couple different sleeve styles. I made the big balloony sleeve, but there's also a slim fit sleeve. It has cuffs, it has this nice rounded neckline, and there's also an option where you can do some gathers in the shoulder, which is even more feminine. Like I said, I think that this neckline is really nice to pair with something like a big chunky statement necklace like what I'm wearing, and I think it would be really nice for the holidays if you have just a casual get together with friends, or such as, meeting people for dinner or something kind of laid back, but you still want to look a little bit festive. The next pattern is Simplicity 9385, and that comes in sizes 6 to 24. This is another pattern. It's very similar to the Roxy, but it has some different options. So there's some pleats in the sleeve. You can do either a mock turtleneck or a crew neck. It does have a band, or I believe there's also an option that it can be hemmed. It has some different length options. But again, I do think that simple silhouette and the simple neckline is nice for showing off fancy jewelry. The last pattern I'm going to share for this trend is the Nina Lee South Bank sweater. I just purchased this pattern myself, although I haven't made it yet. It's another mock turtleneck. It comes in 3 different lengths. You can do a cropped length, a longer length with a banded hem, or you can do a dress. And just to mix it up a little bit, I think it would be really nice to do the dress version with your statement jewelry. You can wear it with tights and knee-high boots, and you would look really nice for a holiday party. The second fashion trend that I think is great for the holidays is metallics. Sequins, glitter, anything bright and sparkly is really in right now. And I mean, it's sort of like a no kidding because sparkly things are always in for the holidays, but I guess this year it's particularly big. I think for this trend, if you're using a sparkly fabric, oftentimes those can be a little bit harder to work with. So my general recommendation is to keep the lines fairly simple and don't try to do anything super complicated. My first pattern suggestion is McCall's 8051, which is a simple pencil skirt. I've definitely seen a lot of fashion items that are made out of sequins, and I think this is a clear example of something that if you wanted to make something with sequins, just keep the silhouette really simple. A pencil skirt couldn't be any simpler than that. And then you can wear it with a nice flowy blouse or a sweater, and it would look really festive. The second option is not one that I would make for myself, but it is the Rose Cafe bustier dress, which comes in sizes 0 to 20. Now this kind of corset silhouette is just not something that would work for me, so I wouldn't make it, but I do think that it's very fancy. Corsets are another trend. You could basically just combine 2 trends. I can't recall if I saved the picture or not, but I did find a designer corset that was made out of like a silver metallic, like faux leather or something along those lines, that was made into a bustier or corset type of top. And I think that that could be really cool if you layered it over something like a white button-up shirt, or if you were daring enough, you could just go for just the bustier. And it would be something really dressy that you could wear for the holidays. That pattern also comes in different cup sizes, and all of the links are in the description box should you want to check out more information about the pattern. The last pattern suggestion for this trend is slightly outside the box. It's the Helen's Closet Moss Jacket. And in the style pictures in the pattern, it's made out of linen or just very like summery kind of fabrics. But I think because the design of the jacket is so simple, you could use a woven fabric like a sequin or something with glittery, like a lurex thread kind of thing. And it would make a really elegant, festive party jacket that you could wear over a very simple outfit and take it up a notch for the holidays. Now, because my lifestyle is more casual, I would even wear it with something like a t-shirt and jeans and sneakers and just put on my sparkly jacket over top, and I'd be grab a nice purse and I'd be ready to go. The third fashion trend that I think would work for the holidays are minimal silhouettes for dresses with some details that show skin. So things like cutouts, but also like off the shoulder. I do think that at least off the shoulder also tends to be always on trend for the holidays. Again, this is probably not one that I would participate in myself because where I live, it's just too cold to wear that kind of thing. But I do respect that people in other parts of the world are in a different season, or even if you just live further south than I do, it's warmer there, so you could get away with wearing this kind of stuff. So the first pattern I have to share with you is Vogue 1929, which is an off-the-shoulder knit dress that comes in sizes 8 to 26. Now, like I said, I wouldn't wear this myself, but I do think it is a really beautiful, elegant, lovely design. I believe you can also make it as a top if you're not into the dress. And it's also made out of knit, so it would be very comfortable to wear in addition to being fancy. The next suggestion is Simplicity 9644. It comes in sizes 10 up to 28W. This is a dress. It has a fairly close fit at the top and then it's A-line, so it flares out towards the bottom, and it has a little chest cutout. I do think that the fabric on the pattern cover kind of throws me a little bit. It doesn't look very festive, but I think that you could easily dress it up for the holidays by making it out of a crushed velvet perhaps, or something shiny. This next one is a dress that I saw from last year that was very popular. It's the Vicky So's Leora dress. This is a long knit dress that has cutouts with some ruching down the center of the chest. It comes in sizes 34 up to 52, and then Vicky So's does have different height brackets as well. Full disclosure, I am a Vicky So's brand ambassador, but I don't own this pattern myself, and I probably wouldn't make it for me because it's not quite my style, but I do think it's really lovely and could be nice for something like New Year's Eve. I also just love how the pattern cover looks with that bright red. The next trend I want to bring up is leather or faux leather. Again, this is one that's basically always in the winter, but I guess this year it's especially trendy. And specifically, I have chosen skirts to highlight because skirts are also a thing that is really in right now in all different lengths from midi to maxi. So there's quite a few options and something for everyone. The first pattern that I have is the Ready to Sew Juliet that comes in sizes 32 up to 46. All of the patterns I'm sharing with you in this section are actually shown in a leather or a faux leather. So it's just nice to have that little bit of extra confidence that this pattern was actually meant for that type of fabric so you can have good success with it. This one is a shorter skirt, kind of in between midi and knee length. It has an A-line shape. And because the silhouette is so simple, kind of similar to the metallic section, you could let the texture of the leather shine and then wear something really nice on top, like a silky blouse or a nice sweater, or just something else to like really elevate the outfit and make it more festive for the holidays. The next one is Simplicity 9375, which is a knotted front skirt. I chose this pattern because I think I have a clip of it. One of the designer skirts that I saw was almost exactly like this skirt. And I do really like that knot detail. I think that it brings it up a notch, makes it a little bit more special, a little bit more different. And it's more of a midi skirt. I can't remember if the pattern gives different length options. It probably does. But specifically the designer skirt that I saw is more of a midi length. And again, I'm just picturing with a classic white button-up shirt and some big chunky statement jewelry and some boots or maybe even heels, and I think that that would be really nice for a holiday event. The last pattern I'm sharing with you in this section is Vogue 1850, which is a wrap skirt. This again is one that is shown on the pattern cover in a faux leather. And this is one that I wouldn't wear for myself. It's not really my style, but I do think it's really cool if you like something that's a little bit more full, more flowy. Certainly it's more dressy, I think, for an event. And I do like the way that they've styled it in the pattern cover with keeping the top really simple, but I'm sure that if you wanted to, you could go extra with it too and do something big and bold on top as well. That's just not really my style. The next trend I want to mention is faux fur coats. This is one that it's winter, yes, faux fur coats. It seems like we see this every year. I think maybe the trend for this year is that the coats are in kind of wild, bright colors, but you can do whatever you want because you're a sewist and you can pick the fabric that speaks to you. The first pattern I want to share is Simplicity 8797, and this is just a classic style. It's in a longer length. I think this is quite an older pattern, but I believe they keep it in print year after year because it is such a classic. It comes in sizes extra small up to extra large. And it's just the perfect, almost vintage looking outer layer for your holiday outfit. The next pattern that I have is the Fiber Mood Roma. This one comes in sizes extra small up to 3XL. I have this pattern, but I haven't made it yet. It is lined. It's a little bit shorter. It's more of a hip length. So depending on what the outfit you're wearing on underneath, it could be more appropriate than the longer length. And then the third pattern I want to share with you is a free pattern. It's from Mood Society, and it is called the Geranium Coat, and it comes in sizes 2 to 30. It's just another simple classic fur coat style. It's just a little bit different from the others so that hopefully people can find something that works for them. Although I know that some of you who are in the warmer climates are probably looking at me like, fur coat, I ain't doing that, and I totally get that. But where I live, that would actually be kind of nice. The next trend that I want to talk about is maxi dresses. Flowy, big, ruffly maxi dresses are still going strong, and although I think that when you think of those things, summer comes to mind, I think that you can adapt them for the winter, especially if you do them in a darker print. The first pattern I want to share is Simplicity 9639, which is a wrap dress. I think this could be a really elegant party dress, like a showstopper type dress, if you made the version with the tiers and the asymmetrical front. It's not really my style, but I do think that it would be beautiful and could be an absolutely stunning party dress. It comes in sizes 6 to 24. The next pattern I want to share is the Sewing Mason Cloud Dress. This is another one that the cover might make you think of, it's very summery, but I was actually inspired by the shorter version of the dress that they show, and it made me think of making this dress in a brocade fabric that would really stand out from the body. It could look really beautiful and elegant for the holidays with that big puffy sleeve. It comes in sizes 1 to 9. And of course, if you wanted to make it a maxi dress, you could either lengthen the tiers or just add another tier, whatever works for your personal style. The third suggestion is the Pattern Emporium Take the Chance shirt dress. This comes in sizes 4 to 30, and this is I think it's a relatively simple shirt dress pattern to sew. I believe the buttons are only on the bodice portion, and then the skirt portion is just gathered tiers. And again, you can add as many tiers as you want to make it maxi. It has some different sleeve length options, and you can even pair it with another dress, I think from their collection, to make bishop sleeves if that's more your style. I am a Pattern Emporium affiliate, so if you use my link in the description box, I will get a small commission, and thank you so much for your support. The next trend that I want to talk about is gathers and ruching, which I think is a trend that is really friendly for the holiday season because any kind of ruching tends to camouflage problem areas on our bodies, and that can be really nice for the holidays so that you can eat as much as you want and you don't feel uncomfortable or like you're on display. So the first pattern I chose is more for casual events. It's Butterick 6909. I talked about this in my pattern picks video. It is the top with 2 different neckline options, and then it has gathers and layering at the bottom of the top. It would be really nice to wear over a simple pair of pants or jeans, but if you made it out of a fabric like a stretch velvet, I think that it could be really lovely for a holiday party. It comes in sizes small up to extra large. This next one is McCall's 8341. This is a ruched cutout dress. It comes in sizes 6 to 22. Now, I very much encourage you to not look at the pattern cover because in my opinion, it doesn't look very good. But I think that I would make it out of just one fabric and not do the two-tone because that just seems like that's too much. But out of a simple, nice fabric, it could look really elegant and sophisticated with that ruching and the cutout, as well as being trendy. The third pattern suggestion is Vogue 1923. It's an off-the-shoulder bodysuit. It comes in sizes 8 to 26. This one is, again, not something that I would wear because I'd be too cold with my shoulders exposed, but I do think that it is really beautiful and elegant and would be wonderful for a holiday party. I do like the way that they've styled it in the pattern cover in that lovely gray stretch velvet, and I think that this is one that you could dress it either up or down depending on your event and what else you paired with it. So I think it's a nice versatile design as well. If you want even more ideas for what to wear for the holidays, watch this video next. Thank you so much for tuning in.